It's about that time. What's happening in your city? You got love for your city? And good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for tuning in to another episode of City Views. In the house, coming at you on our usual time slot of 6 p.m. each and every Tuesday evening, right here in the fine city of Torrington, Connecticut. Here with my main man and co-host, the one and only Kareem Holebrook. And we want to wish the ladies the best. Our other co-hosts with us tonight, Karen and Corrice, will not be with us, and we sorely are missing their presence. But we want to definitely wish Karen the best as she recovers from some minor health issues. And then we also want to extend our very, very best to Corrice and the family as they prepare for their holiday destination.
Yeah, man. Travel on.
That's
safe
right.
travels.
That's right. And right as I was coming in too, I noticed that, a little precipitation's coming down. So I'm like,
Oh my God, that's second snow that we've seen this year.
Yeah. So you know what it is. You're rolling with the crew tonight. Call all your friends and neighbors and tell them to catch it while it's hot on Altice Channel 5, yo. You heard? Spread the word, all right? Go flip it over to my main man, Kareem, so he can give a big shout out to our wonderful sponsors.
Yes. Big city sponsors to Toth Insurance Agency, located at 1151 East Main Street in Torrington, Connecticut. I'm thinking about that connection. Oh, man, connection. In Torrington, Connecticut, better protection, better value. He can be reached at 860-496-7771 and on the web at tothins at oponline.net. To Mel Brickman and Health Markets, located at 16 McDermott Ave, Suite number 1 in Torrington, Connecticut.
Better call Mel.
He can be reached at 860-307-1128 and on the web at healthmarkets.com/local-health-ins. Brooks, Todd, and McNeil Insurance, located at 69 Water Street in Torrington, Connecticut, and they've been keeping an eye on your insurance needs since 1839. They can be reached at 860-598-8753 and on the web at brookstoddmcneil.com. And to Dr. Michael Curry, located at 30 Peck Road, Suite 2105 in Torrington, Connecticut. Pediatric care for over 50 years. He can be reached at 860-482-8177 and on the web at torringtonpediatrics.com.
All right. Thank you so much, Kareem, for the big city shout out to our sponsors. Now, speaking of big city, big time, my main man here, Kareem, always has these T-shirts here, which I must say are very nice.
Thank you.
And
I got one for you.
I'll wear it proudly.
I got one for you, brother.
Now, he has the T-shirts, and he has different colors and everything. And I'm thinking to myself, nice T-shirt. I wonder what company it is. It's like I never heard of the company Balzini before.
It's Balzolini,
Balzolini,
New York, Balzolini, Connecticut.
So inquiring minds want to know. I asked. I said, Kareem, give me a heads up on the T-shirts, man. What company is that? He goes, no, Jacque, that's me.
Man, that's me. That's my company.
And I'm like, bro.
Yes, sir.
You got to let somebody know.
Yeah, man. You know, it just came out the blue. It started in New York. It started when I was living in New York. And it took off in New York. And I have a line that I'm just trying to make my own now. You know what I'm saying? I have other shirts that I am trying to get out there. And you guys will be seeing them. Sure enough.
Now,
you guys will be seeing them.
Kareem is an artist. He is very well known in Torrington because of his photography and whatnot. His other artistic pursuits include the culinary sector as well.
Yes, sir.
So, you know, and that's what it's all about. You know, we live in an artistic community, so we like to see what's going on with the artists.
Yes.
But yes. I definitely want a T-shirt.
I got you. Hoodies, T-shirts, everything, man. I got you.
I'm on the Bozzolini fan club.
I got you. Definitely got you, Jacque. Definitely got you.
So we're going to be waiting on some phone calls this evening. Michelle Cook's going to be giving us a buzz here momentarily with some good things to talk about. Also, we're going to be hearing from Lauren Pristo from the McCall Behavioral Center.
Nice.
They got a great event that's going to be taking place at the Warner Theater next week, and you know.
Is that the mental health thing?
That's the mental health.
Oh man, I heard on the radio this morning.
Yeah,
man.
So she's going to be calling in, and then we're going to be talking to Pascal, who was on the show with us last week, part of our field correspondence crew here at City Views. So she's going to be calling in and giving us some information on real estate.
Nice.
Which is the
we
industry
all need
he works
that.
in, of course.
We all need that.
Of course. So while we await the call from Michelle, wanted to take this opportunity to let everyone know about another cool event that's going to be taking place on November 30th.
Okay.
At the Chamber of Commerce from 8 a.m. until 9:30 a.m. The chief economic officer for marketing officer for the state will be here in Connecticut talking about culture and tourism. I find that highly interesting.
That's cool.
Especially in these days and times when we have so much happening with arts and culture here. So it's going to be interesting to see what he has to say.
Yeah, I'm interested, man, because, you know, I'm a newcomer.
Yes.
To Torrington, and I want to know what is out there, man. I want to see the sights. I want to see the trails. I want to see everything, man. So
absolutely.
I want to see Torrington.
Absolutely.
You know, so.
And beyond.
And beyond. And beyond.
And beyond. But it starts here.
But it starts here for me.
Yeah.
For me, it starts here. I don't know.
So it's going to be quite a presentation, and I, for one, can't wait to hear what the gentleman, his name is Anthony. Okay.
Tony.
Yeah.
Tony.
Yes. However, I think it's going to be something that's going to be beneficial for all the residents here in our area, because culture, tourism, those are the things that people can build their lifestyles around.
That's right.
And we have a very inviting, welcoming area here in the Northwest Hills, and you know, having the opportunity to build a business around that, you know, projected those projected investments is something that hopefully will help create that atmosphere and environment that we need for growth. Right. So I, for one, am excited, can't wait, and definitely want to inform everyone about that. And if you want to get more information, you can call the Northwest Connecticut Area Chamber of Commerce at 860-482-8698, I believe is the number. Yes. So
don't be giving out no wrong numbers. That might be calling me.
Yeah, well, they'll get the right number, so if they call it. So we're going to be, let's see here. got a little bit more time here before we get that call. Okay. Amongst the other things that are taking place in the community, we're going to be working on a new project. From Culture for a Cause.
Yes. Very excited. And
music is something that we believe in as far as, building community and bringing the community together. And we try to work with different groups to create that collaborative energy so that we can make these music projects viable and robust. And as we're working on broadening our footprint here in the area, we're working with people in different parts of the state so that we can share those experiences in a way that will give us more momentum going forward with these projects. So something else we're looking forward to, and we just maybe I don't want to tell everything about it.
Yeah, man. But I'm excited about that, man.
Definitely.
Very excited about that, man.
Definitely.
Very excited.
So let's see here. Still waiting on Michelle to give us that call here. Did I miss something there? Okay, my fault. So nonetheless, if you want to catch more content on City Views, you can do so on our YouTube page at cityviews-ct. Dan is uploading our new episodes weekly. So if you have someone that might want to watch the show and they may not have this cable channel, then you can always refer them to our YouTube channel where they can check out all of our full episodes of City Views. Also, on our Facebook page, City Views -CT, the Facebook page, so you can go there and catch episodes as well. And we encourage you to do so. And if there's topics that you want us to discuss or people that you want us to have on the show, we're always open to those suggestions. So please don't hesitate to let us know, and we'll be more than happy to get them on the show for you.
That's right.
Community, this is all about community, City Views, and this show has a great tradition. For 30 years, City Views has been coming to you here in Torrington and in the Northwest Corner. So we're proud to be able to carry on that tradition.
That's right.
And we hope to be able to bring you all of the great things that are happening within our region and beyond. So I think we might be getting that call from Michelle here. Okay, we can do that here. 1 second. Good evening, Michelle.
Good evening. What's
Good evening.
cooking?
Good evening. Good evening.
How you doing?
Good evening. I'm doing okay. How are you guys doing?
We're hanging in there.
Holding down the fort in that cold weather?
We're trying to. So, what's cooking?
Well, I'll be right back to that cold weather tomorrow. So.
Yeah, can't wait to see you.
I know it's been a minute.
It has.
Who's with us tonight?
Pardon me?
Who's with us this evening?
Well, unfortunately, the ladies aren't with us tonight. Karen, as you know, will be coming back in December. And Corey started her family plans tonight. So they're taking off, hitting the road on their way to, I believe, Delaware. So
excellent for them. So safe travels to her. And I know Karen was taking care of some things. So, wishing her some luck. And I'll see everybody, I'm back tomorrow night. In full disclosure, I am at a state leadership conference from elected leaders from across the United States at a conference. And so we will be traveling back tomorrow on our anniversary of none the less things. But it is what it is. So.
Well, congratulations, Michelle, and to Chris as well.
Thank you.
And wow, what an honor to be recognized in your work of endeavor.
Yeah, it's it's an incredible opportunity to be able to brainstorm with some of the best minds out there, and it's very humbling. And me, I'm not one of those people to pat myself on the back. So it's just an awesome opportunity to experience, to get to sit down and network with folks and hear people's, stories and what they've been able to accomplish in their state, what we need to accomplish in ours, and, fill in the blank accordingly. So
definitely. And I think, Michelle, we were talking today at our board of directors meeting about our government relations committee, and the sentiments that you've been playing a leadership role in our delegation, and how they're looked at in Hartford now has really made a difference in a lot of the changes that are taking place on the state level. So I think your influence sometimes is just not necessarily noticed or recognized, but it's good to know that these interests on the national level do see your efforts.
I appreciate that. Thank you so much. And and I hope that folks don't think that just because I'm not there, I'm not involved or engaged in what's happening. I know that yesterday was a pretty important meeting regarding our overflow shelter at City Hall, and some of the concerns that are happening there with what might potentially be the location for our overflow shelter, and then the safety of children and so forth. And so regardless of whether I was here or there, I'm still overly involved in those conversations and trying to really make it work for all folks, but ensure that people are not on the street freezing to death. As we know, the cold happens very quickly in our state. So
it does, but I think, Michelle, your work and your efforts speak for themselves, and we know that you go the extra mile to make sure that your constituents are taken care of.
I think that we have to recognize that wherever everybody is at, we have to come. We have to come in. Somebody just set off a car alarm. We have to come to a middle ground to ensure that we keep people off the streets, we keep them safe from freezing to death, give them shelter, but at the same time meet the needs of the families that are concerned about their children. So, I know that that's being navigated out, and I just want folks to know that we hear them, and we will do our best to make those things happen. Although I think it is warrant the conversation as well that is not a state legislative decision. So, when you talk about federal funds and the directive, that is not something that we necessarily have a say in, but I don't want people to think that we're not hearing them.
I'm sure that people can appreciate, everyone's position, and they're not easy issues to deal with, and, you try to do your best, but, at the end of the day, if you're listening and can respond and put your best foot forward to meet the challenge, then that's I think that's what's expected. And with that,
really learn how to work that car.
Yeah, Michelle. Unfortunately, we do have to cut the conversation short. We have another call in coming in.
Do that. I appreciate the opportunity. I want to wish everybody a happy Thanksgiving.
Happy Thanksgiving.
And I look forward to seeing you all next week.
Well, be safe, be careful. Congratulations, and definitely give us a good report when you return.
Absolutely. Talk to you all soon.
Thank you, dear.
Take it easy.
Take care. Bye-bye.
So she's out doing her thing, man.
Yeah.
Got to give Michelle big props, man. I have to say this because when Michelle first ran, before she ran, and we knew each other through, playing softball, sports, that whole thing, and she came up to me and she said, "Jacque, what would you think if I ran for office?" And I said, "You're asking me?" I'm sure I could be, the light of the world on the subject. So, but just knowing the type of person, I'm like, I think, you'd be pretty good at it because, she just always had that positive attitude and, there's just people in general, you just feel their nature.
Yeah.
So, and now she's, I think it's her 7th term now.
Really?
And
wow.
She's not only shown, leadership, but she's also been, recognized for her work by her peers.
Right.
And that's important. But she hasn't changed as a person.
Right.
And that's what I appreciate the most about her.
That's right.
And you're not going to agree on every issue.
Exactly.
And sometimes politics can be a cruel taskmaster. But you try to do your best and make sure that you're listening to your constituents.
That's
and that's
right.
pretty much all you can ask.
That's right.
Do we have another call on the line now? I think we have Lauren on the... We do. Lauren, good evening.
You got to press that middle button.
Did I do?
There you go.
Lauren, good evening.
Hi, how are you?
Very, very well. Thank you so much for calling into the show. How are you tonight?
I'm doing very well, thank you.
You're very welcome. I'm glad you had the opportunity to call in tonight, Lauren, because this mental health event coming up next week is something that's very important, not only for your interest with McCall Center, but also with the community in general. So I'm glad you took the time out to talk to our audience a little bit about the event and why it's important that they consider attending.
Yep, absolutely. Thank you. So the event in question is Reimagining Empathy, a Decade of Unity and Resilience. It's happening on November 30th, so that is already next week. I can't believe we're in the holidays.
Right.
And it is an all-day event. It's 9 to 5 at the Warner Theater right here in Torrington.
Now, this event coming at this particular time, at this 10-year interval, has a certain amount of importance, if I'm not mistaken, does it not?
Yeah, so we're honoring 10 years of work of the Litchfield County Opiate Task Force. And that's a community group that's come together 10 years ago to really figure out, as we were seeing increases of overdoses and all these other really conditions of despair, the group came together to figure out what we can do as a community. And so we've now been at that for 10 years, and the group has grown. It involves so many members of our community, not just healthcare providers and behavioral health providers, but just about everybody, because we know it takes a village. And so that's what we're bringing folks together to do next week, is to really talk about how we can come together as a community and center empathy and hope in kind of where we go next with this work.
Now, you're going to have some very interesting guest speakers at this event. Talk to our audience a little bit about who's going to be making presentations.
Oh my gosh, yes. We are ecstatic to welcome some really world-renowned speakers. It's fun to say they'll be right here in Torrington. We have Johan Hari. He's an award-winning British journalist and playwright, and he's authored 3 New York Times best-selling books, the latest being Still in Focus. He's also written a book called Chasing the Scream and another called Lost Connection. A lot of really good commentary and discussion and research done around addiction and the war on drugs, and then in Still in Focus, really, kind of how folks are navigating the world with all the modern technologies and how those are designed to grab our attention and really make it hard for us to focus on our day-to-day tasks. And then Lost Connections, I think, is something we can all imagine and relate to in our modern world, how disconnected we feel even in spite of all the technology advancements in place. So that's Johan Hari. And then we also have Dr. Gabor Mate. He will be doing a virtual live presentation and Q&A. And he's Dr. Gabor Mate is a Hungarian-Canadian physician and best-selling author as well. He's had numerous books in the New York Times list, and he's an expert in things around stress and developmental psychology and addiction. And he will be talking about kind of our current culture and some of the toxic parts of our culture and trauma and how we heal through that.
Now, how is the day going to be set up? What can people expect as they come into the event to the time that they leave?
Oh, yep, it's a full day. So starting right at 9, we're kicking off the day with the premiere of a brand new film about the work happening in the Northwest Corner called The Empathy Effect. Then it will be followed by a keynote talk by Johann Hari called Accessing Empathy, and then there will be a fireside chat, which is a discussion, a really candid discussion between him and Maria Skinner, who's our CEO at McCall and co-chair of the task force. And then there's actually a book signing opportunity with him, too. So all those books I just named, we're selling them there. You can get them signed and meet Johann Hari in person. And then following that, we have a film screening of Uprooting Addiction. It's a film that is also based in the Northwest Corner of Connecticut and explores the root causes of addiction and how trauma can lead to things like addiction and mental health. And then we have a number of breakout sessions that are also going on throughout the day, including breakouts on mindfulness and sound healing, art therapy, compassionate policing, how to talk to a loved one about their addiction, and then also overdose first aid, so how to respond if somebody is experiencing an overdose.
Wow.
And then there's a panel discussion called Empathy in Action. So this is how do we see empathy applied in our work and centered in our work. In ours, it's frequently through harm reduction, which we will really dive into in that discussion. And then we close out the day with that keynote talk called Trauma, Illness, and Healing in a Toxic Culture by Dr. Gabor Mate.
I think the focus on empathy is so key to how these concepts come into play. Empathy is that one sentiment that kind of really defines our humanity, does it not?
Oh, it absolutely does. But we must recognize that while it really defines our humanity and what brings us together, in difficult times and in difficult crises, it can feel hard to access. It can, we think about what our world's faced with. We've just come through a pandemic. There's wars. There's economic crises. There's all sorts of things going on that can really make it difficult to access hope and to access empathy. And that's why we're hoping to really bring folks up there to the Warner Theater and wrap them up and have a really candid discussion around how we move forward as a community.
Well,
because like you said, it's centered to everything we do.
Lauren, the old saying that you learn something new every day?
Absolutely.
I think I can apply that to this conversation because I just learned something from you.
Yeah.
It is sometimes, or it can be difficult to feel empathy in tough times. And it's obvious that I'm sure that your guest speakers will touch on this sentiment as well, because it is a sentiment that exists in our culture today.
Yeah, you're spot on there, Jacque, because I think there's so much going on in the world, and I think especially with the news and how we're really bombarded with the negative news and the negativity around us in the world, that we don't get enough. We don't get enough of this time to come together and lift each other up and talk about these things that are important to us. And we really believe that in having these conversations and centering empathy, that
empathy really leads to connection. Connection leads to action, and collective action will lead to healing solutions for our communities and our world.
Now, I must convey this to the audience. If you could take an opportunity to learn what I just learned at this event, it will be well worth it, okay? Because that journey to enlightenment is a continuum. And when those continuums are confirmed, it is a marvelous, marvelous thing. Lauren, I wish we could spend more time talking with you on the show tonight, but we'll definitely have an opportunity for you to call back in. And, you know, I want to also take this time to give a big shout out to Maria Coutant-Skinner, who is the executive director of the McCall Behavioral Health Center. And, you know, it's very obvious to me now that the work that you all do is so vital to the sustenance of our community. So we commend you and thank you for your work, and we look forward to having you back on the show.
Thank you so much, Jacque. And if people need to find out more information, they can visit us at www.lcotf.org.
And I'll talk to you tomorrow on the radio, okay?
All right.
Don't forget, ladies and gentlemen, November 30th, Warner Theater, 9 to 5. It's going to be happening. And what's the saying now? It's okay to not be okay.
Yeah.
But it's not okay to not seek help. So help yourself, help your community, and we all in this thing together, right?
That's right.
Okay.
That's right.
And with that being said, I think it's about that time.
For the big city sponsors, y'all, to Toth Insurance Agency, located at 1151 East Main Street in Torrington, Connecticut. Better protection, better value. He can be reached at 860-496-7771 and on the web at tothins@oponline.net. Mel Brickman and Health Markets, located at 16 McDermott Ave, Suite number 1 in Torrington, Connecticut. You better call Mel.
Better call Mel.
He can be reached at 860-307-1128 and on the web at healthmarket.com/local-health-ins. To Brooks, Todd, and McNeil Insurance, located at 69 Water Street in Torrington, Connecticut. And they've been keeping an eye on your insurance needs since 1839. He can be reached at 860-598-8753 and on the web at brookstoddmcneil.com. And to Dr. Michael Curry, located at 30 Peck Road, Suite 2105 in Torrington, Connecticut. Pediatric care for over 50 years. He can be reached at 860-482-8177 and on the web at torringtonpediatrics.com.
And thank you, Kareem.
Yes, sir.
You know, I had to do that one week.
I know.
It was tough.
I know, man.
It was tough, man.
You know, you get tongue-tied,
yeah,
you
man.
get twisted up.
You know,
man. Came a long way since I came, since the first show, man.
Absolutely. That's why I had you do it.
I didn't know. That's why you doing it.
Nonetheless, we want to send our best to our co-hosts that are not with us tonight.
Yes.
Karen, we love you. We miss you. Get well soon.
Get well soon. Get well soon.
Corrice and the family. She's out getting ready to hit the road.
Yeah.
We love you too. So give me a call when you get in, okay?
Speaking of.
Yeah. I think we might be getting a call from Pascal.
Yeah. Speaking of a teammate.
Yeah. So let's take this call here from Pascal Nijame, one of our production members here at City Views. Did I hit the right button?
That one and that one.
Then it's that one? Yeah. Pascal.
Hey, Jacque.
Hey,
Pascal.
Hey, guys.
What's going on?
Not too much. I'm sorry I couldn't be with you physically tonight, but I'm here. I'm here now for a few minutes.
What more could we ask for?
Yeah. How's everyone doing? What's going on?
So far, so good. Just hanging out with Balzolini. Hey,
funny.
Now, wait a minute. Hold up. We're going to get to the bottom of this, okay? Now,
Okay.
Pascal, did you know that Balzolini was Kareem's brand?
No.
See?
Yeah, I know.
Now, all those cool T-shirts that he wears with the different, the logo,
Uh-huh.
I just kind of like, half-wittingly, said, what brand is that? And he said, that's my brand.
So his brand, as in like he came up with it? Or
Yes, he designed it.
Yes, I designed it.
Oh my God! How come we don't know this?
That's what I'm saying. Now I don't feel like a complete idiot. You're an idiot just like me.
Kareem, come on! We should have known.
I don't
No,
You think?
I know.
You think?
Well, I'm just launching it.
Hey, I want one.
I got you.
So, is it on the market? Like, would you sell it? Like, what are you doing
Yes,
for that?
yes. I'm putting it on the market. Just launched it, so you'll be seeing you'll get your apparel.
See, you got the Balzolini, you got the Chefalini. See, he's leany, man.
I'm leany. I'm all
It's a
leanied out.
I didn't know he had Italian in him.
I'm all leanied out. I'm from the boot. I'm from that, from the tip of the boot, Italy.
Oh, Kareem, good for you. That's awesome.
Thank
Good luck
you.
with everything.
Thank you.
You're going to be successful. I have no doubt.
Thank you.
Well, I mean, in his other artistic pursuits, I mean, you combine them together, and I think you got an artist.
That's right.
That's true. We're all artists in our own way, right?
We should
That's
be. Now, when we were kids, weren't we all artists? Even if you couldn't draw.
Even if you couldn't
We drew.
draw.
Yeah.
I mean, I can't draw. I still can't draw, but I drew. I don't know what I scribbled.
You went to school, made those messed up ashtrays for your parents. Remember that?
That's too funny.
Messed up ashtrays.
I don't know about the messed up
Yeah, I
ashtrays.
mean the messed up ashtrays. You had them every year. We had 3 brothers, so my mom had a couple of them. So
Okay.
we used to throw them at us.
No, wait, hold on.
Get at it.
You throwing them around like hockey pucks?
Nah, yeah, they look like them. They look like just messed up hockey pucks.
But wait a minute. Hold up. What were they made of?
Clay.
Okay.
It was made of clay. And,
Well, that way, I guess, if you hit somebody, it just bounce off.
Yeah.
Nothing harmless.
Yeah, and then you just throw some gloss on it and put your name on the bottom, and hopefully you
Kareem,
had them for a few years.
how are you holding on? Are you hanging in? With just Jacque and Kareem without me?
Yeah, man, we miss you. I thought you was gonna be here.
The Queen's got to be in.
I know.
You know that,
I
man.
thought she was gonna be in.
Yeah, he didn't know. I didn't want to break his heart before the show.
I know, man.
So I kind of kept it on the down low,
That's funny.
But I can smell it in the air, Pascal. I know you're working on a great meal over there for Thanksgiving.
I am, yes, I am. So, yeah, it's been a little hectic. The kids are home, which I'm so grateful for, and Carlos is helping me. He's going to do the turkey and the ham, and I'll make a few sides, and, yeah, it's exciting. So we're looking forward to it.
Now, you do have the, benefit of having the last name of Nee James. I mean, do any of your, in-laws, do they, donate to the cause?
They do donate to the cause. So my mother-in-law is actually making sweet potatoes. My sister-in-law is going to make the stuffing. Let's see. My brother-in-law is making a big tray of lasagna.
Ooh.
And, yeah, everybody helps.
That sounds like my menu.
Yeah.
I'm making stuffed grape
For
leaves.
real.
Have you ever had grape leaves?
I have.
Yes.
Yes, at your brother-in-law's establishment.
Yeah, so I'm making those and a turkey and a ham and mashed potatoes and some rice and all the good stuff.
Oh my goodness, that's.
I'm just
We can
cooking.
have leftovers until I don't know when.
I'm cooking alone, so I have no help. I'm actually cooking tonight.
Kareem is the lone cook.
I'm the lone cook.
Ah,
I'm the lone cook.
It's tough. I think it's hard if you're cooking for a crowd. I like it when everybody helps a little bit. It just
love
makes
it, though.
a little bit easier.
I love it.
Well, Kareem, he just likes to dominate the whole situation.
That's it. Everybody just get out my way. I got it. I got everything.
Kareem wants to play football in the kitchen, man.
He
just wants. Mama said, "Knock you out."
Son getting away. I'm knocking him down. He come with his little hoverboard. I'm knocking him down. Get out.
My, oh my. Well, Pascal, I think that there's some things going on in the community in terms of your industry and your sector that we definitely want to continue to help you get out in the public interest. What tip do you have us for today for all those that might be in the real estate game?
Yeah, thank you. I do want to talk about, so when I'm doing my job and I'm out talking to people, I get asked a lot of questions. And when people ask me questions, that means that it's just stuff that's on their mind that needs to be answered. So the two questions that everyone's been asking me, one, where are mortgage rates headed? And two, where are home values headed? So I'm going to answer each question. So I'm going to start with the mortgage rates, and I'm going to start with a general statement that mortgage rates are made up of two things, the 10-year Treasury yield and something called the spread. And here I'm going to ask you guys, if you lose me, if something isn't clear, to please, stop me, because I would like for this to be, clear for everybody. Okay?
Were you talking into something just then? It seemed like your voice was muffled.
My voice?
It's clear now, but it just seemed like it was muffled there for a second.
Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah,
okay.
No, I was just saying that if something is not clear, to please stop me, ask me the question, because if it's not clear to you guys, it's not clear to the viewers.
Gotcha.
Right.
Okay. So mortgage rates are made up of two things, the 10-year Treasury yield and the spread. So we're going to start with the 10-year Treasury. The U.S. government issues Treasury bonds with various maturities, including 10-year bonds. So bonds are essentially is what an individual would get by loaning the government money over a period of time.
Can I ask you a question?
Go ahead.
Why wouldn't it be on a 30-year yield?
So there's 10 years, 20 years, and 30 years, right? So there are various maturities, and the one that is the most, the one that the mortgage rates follow is the 10-year yield. But there are 20-year and 30-year Treasury yields.
So the 10-year yield would be one that you would recommend would be more beneficial to the home buyer because it might lean itself more to a fixed rate?
So this is different than the mortgage rate. The Treasury yield is different than the mortgage rates. What I was trying to say is that the mortgage rate includes two numbers. The first number is the Treasury yield, which is a certain percentage that the government pays on so say you have money and you purchase a bond, right? So you're basically loaning your money to the government, and so you buy a bond, and the government gives you an interest on that bond over 10 years.
Which would be around annually. What would the annual yield on that be, primarily?
I think say if it's 4% or 4.5% per year, right?
Yeah.
You get paid. That's what you get. That's what you get per year, like the 4.5% interest.
Gotcha.
So the Treasury yield is one component of the mortgage rates. That's why I started with the Treasury bond yield, because it's like a component of the mortgage rate.
Gotcha.
And the second component is called a spread, which is basically it's an added fee that mortgage lenders add to that Treasury yield interest, and that's what makes up the mortgage rate.
And
Does that make sense?
Oh, it absolutely does, because those back-end rates would tend to help them get their commissions, correct?
Exactly.
Okay. I'm just trying to understand a little bit, so our viewers can, I'm trying to like intercede here and, connect the dots.
Yes, of course. So now you have the Treasury yield that's like, say, 4.5%, and then you have the spread. Now, the spread is the difference between the 10-year Treasury yield and the mortgage rates. And it's often expressed as a percentage. So, for example, if the 10-year Treasury is 3% and mortgage rates are 4%, okay, the spread is 1%. So that 1% is an additional fee that banks charge borrowers to make their money issuing the loans.
Yep.
Okay. So now the reason why mortgage rates are so high is because over the past 50 years, that spread, right, so the difference between mortgage rates and the 10-year Treasury has been at 1.72. And that number now is at 3%. It's at 3, okay? So the reason the spread rose is because banks have to make money. And what they're afraid of is when they give you a loan at 7.5%, the money they make is over 30 years. And if, in the meantime, interest rates drop, which experts think that they will drop, people are going to refinance the loans, and banks will never get that 30-year interest.
Ooh.
So to protect themselves, what they do is they add a little money up front to cover all those fees related to issuing the mortgage. Does that make sense?
It makes perfect sense if you're a gambler.
I know, it's all a gamble, huh?
Wow, it's a crapshoot.
I know. So now, to go back to the 10-year Treasury, it is rising because the Feds were raising rates to fight inflation, right?
Yes.
But as things sort of like calm down and we go back to normal, that 10-year Treasury is going to come down maybe about 0.5 point. So now, if the 10-year Treasury comes down, and then the spread, so that means if it comes down, the spread between mortgage rates and the Treasury yield is going to be less, right? That means that mortgage will come down. The mortgage rates will come down. So we are hoping that by, say, the middle of next year, 2024, both those things are going to happen because, inflation is, a little bit better now. Like the Feds have been able to control it. So, and the last 2 times where they sort of met together and they were deciding whether they needed to raise the interest higher, they decided not to. So they put a pause on raising the interest, which means that what they have done so far has been working, and they have been able to control inflation somewhat.
I do believe that we have gotten our real estate lesson of the day.
Yes.
We've been learning this whole show today.
We're
learning.
Yep, we're learning.
Now, I have to admit, if you're going to spend an hour of your day learning something, then you need to be tuning into that show.
Hit
okay?
that number.
That's right.
There.
You need to be tuning in to See Views every Tuesday, 6 at night. All right? So you can get informed. Get your education on. Get your education on.
Absolutely. There's always something that you can learn. And there's so much to learn in the real estate world, really. And it's really, I think it's important. I'm just going to say this. I know you might be running low on time, but it is important for everyone to be educated. And sometimes when you read news and like the media, sometimes they do, headlines are so scary, but you have to dig deep and you have to rely on a professional to give you the facts so you're educated and you know exactly what the truth is.
What?
So.
Now, can you stay on the line for a little bit because we're getting ready to run one of your segments.
Okay, of course, yeah.
So this is Pascal Nejame, along with our other field correspondent, Joe Severo, hanging out at SALT 2.0. Okay? I don't know what they was thinking about, what they was trying to do, but they ended up there anyway, and they wanted to bring us this.
I'm Pascal Nejame.
And I'm Joe Severo, and today we'd like you to join us at SALT 2.0 in downtown Torrington.
Conveniently located right next to the Warner Theater, Salt 2.0 is a great option on show nights.
But honestly, Salt's an accessible and desirable option every day of the week. The restaurant's open from 11:30 to 8 o'clock, Monday through Thursday, and 11:30 to 9 o'clock on Fridays and Saturdays.
The food service is quick and the options are both affordable and healthy. They fix grain bowls, wraps, burritos, salads, and my vegan friends tell me that the vegan burrito is to die for.
Not to mention they have a finely curated lineup of international and regional draft beers, and Bud Light too.
There's also a great wine selection and a full cocktail bar. The best part might be the seating. I love watching sidewalk traffic from the front section.
The venue is both spacious and inviting.
There's a ping pong table in the upper wing and tap TV interactive trivia at the bar. When you come to Salt, you choose the experience.
Salt 2.0 was born out of necessity during the pandemic. The original Salt 2.0 was open in Litchfield. A dining room of the Saltwater Grill was cleverly converted into an offshoot to provide food for pickup.
You can order online for pickup, or you can order online to sit in, or you can request that a wait person take your order the old-fashioned way. For City Views, I'm Pascal James.
And I'm Joe Severo.
Connecting you with Salt 2.0.
Yo, Pascal.
Yes, I'm still here.
We got to talk to you.
Speak to me.
Well, we'll talk to you later.
Okay.
But you got a finger issue, okay? You got a finger issue. We got to be
serious about that salt.
Yeah, you got a finger issue.
It was serious.
Oh my God.
But I can't wait to see the next segment. You guys are doing a great job on that, and I'm sure
Thank you so much.
I'm sure our local restaurants really appreciate that. So keep up the good work.
Thank you. We'll do. And thanks for having me on tonight.
No problem.
Thank you,
Anytime,
Pascal.
ladies and gentlemen. Pascal James, bringing it to City Views.
Have a great Thanksgiving, everybody.
Tell the family I said hello.
Thank you. We'll do.
Okay. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
So, yeah, man, rolling with it.
Yes.
And it's about that time to do some shout-outs.
T-Town Shoutouts. T-Town Shoutouts is sponsored by Downtown Torrington Partners, growing downtown Torrington one business at a time. To Dawn's Getaway, located at 24 Winstead Road in Torrington, Connecticut. To Christie's Restaurant, located at 545 Winstead Road in Torrington, Connecticut. Health Insurance Services, located at 438 Main Street in Torrington, Connecticut. Wall and Fraunhofer, located at 1117 Main Street in Torrington, Connecticut. Soul's Latina Cafe, located at 31 Hungerford Street in Torrington, Connecticut. Jimmy's Store, located at 1238 East Main Street in Torrington, Connecticut. To 5 Points Art Center, located at 855 University Drive in Torrington, Connecticut. And to George's Music, located at 905 New Harrington Road in Torrington, Connecticut.
Shout out!
Yes, to our big city sponsors. Toth Insurance Agency, located at 1151 East Main Street in Torrington, Connecticut. Better protection, better value. They can be reached at 860-496-7771 and on the web at tothins@optonline.net. To Mel Brickman and Health Markers, located at 16 McDermott Ave, Suite number 1 in Torrington, Connecticut. Better call Mel. He can be reached at 860-307-1128. Yes, I'm sorry. And on the web at healthmarkers.com /local-health-ins. To Brooks Todd McNeil Insurance, located at 69 Water Street in Torrington, Connecticut. They've been keeping an eye on your insurance since 1839. They can be reached at 860-598-8753 and on the web at brookstoddmcneil.com. And to Dr. Michael Curry, located at 30 Peck Road, Suite 2105, located in Torrington, Connecticut. Pediatric care for over 50 years. He can be reached at 860-482-8177 and on the web at torringtonpediatrics.com.
And thank you to our big city sponsors for supporting City Views and allowing us to bring you quality community entertainment now for 30 years. Can you believe it? 30 years.
I'm glad to be a part of this, man.
Tim Driscoll, shouts out, Rick Delaval, Sam Slaby then took over. But it's quite a tradition in this show, and we're definitely honored to be able to carry on that tradition here for the people in Torrington and the Northwest Corner. So it's about that time. Thanksgiving,
man.
Just about here.
You know what I did with my turkey?
What'd you do with your turkey, man?
I brined it. Do you know what brining is?
I thought that you were going to give us a joke.
No. It's not a joke. It's not a joke. It's not a joke.
All right.
I brine my turkey instead of giving it a rub.
Briming versus rubbing.
Brining versus rub.
Okay.
So brining is much better because the turkey stays juicier.
Okay.
Throughout anything, you can throw it in the oven,
Right.
you can fry it,
Right.
you can do whatever, but the turkey stays much more juicier. Brining is the way to go. Is the absolute way to go. Rubs, your turkey gets dry with the rub. You know what I'm saying? So I brined it. I started brining it Friday I unthawed it, and then Saturday I made my brine, and Sunday I stuck it in my little cooler. You throw it in a plastic bag, close the bag. Well, you pour the brine in the plastic bag, close it up, throw some ice over top of it, put it in your cooler, and you got to keep the ice on it. Keep it at maybe 42 degrees or something like that. You know, and that's your refrigerator for your turkey.
See, guys may not know this, but Kareem is a pretty heavy dude, man. I mean, but I learned something 3 times.
Okay.
I learned 3 new bits of information in 1 hour on this show. And I'm hosting the show. It's not like I'm observing. I'm participating and learning. So if you are watching the show, I hope that you're taking something away from it.
That's
because my goodness, it's great to be able to, be knowledgeable about these things.
That's right.
I know how to brown a turkey now.
All right.
50 seconds ago, I did not know how to brown a turkey. Okay? And now I actually understand what as they would call, what did Pascal call that? The difference between the yield, 10-year yield.
Oh, yeah,
the spread.
The spread.
The spread. Now I know what a spread is.
Yeah.
I thought it was margin.
You know what I'm saying?
But hey, nonetheless, that's just the way I roll. Sometimes you feel like a nut. Sometimes you don't.
Sometimes you don't.
But we definitely want to wish each and every one of you a very happy and safe Thanksgiving.
Happy Thanksgiving.
And we want to wish all you all out there who may not, be feeling the whole Thanksgiving spirit. We just extend to you hope.
That's right.
Because where there is hope, there is a way. So want to take that with you and spread it. Share it with someone else. And we can all make this world a better place, one kind gesture at a time.
That's
so
right.
until next week, ladies and gentlemen,
yes.
We'll be back here, same bad time, same bad channel. Also, if you want to join me 3 days a week on your local community radio station, WAPJ Torrington, I can plug that now. Feel Good Show, 10 a.m. to 12 noon, Tuesdays, Wednesdays, and Thursdays. You heard? Spread the word. In the meantime, Kareem, we out.
Sir.
See you.